llores, nene, que tu suerte cambiará. ¿Y cuándo será? All right, so let's take that line by line. So he says, cuando niño, mi mamá se murió. So cuando is when. Niño literally means boy, but it can also be used to refer to male children. So cuando niño, sort of a shortcut of saying, cuando era niño. So when I was a young boy or when I was a child. Mi mamá, which is my mother, se murió. She died. So when I was a child, my mom died. Solito con el viejo me dejó. Solito con el viejo me dejó. So this solito is actually interesting because this is the word solo, which means alone, but it is the diminutive form. So instead of just saying solo, he says solito. All right, so solito, like despacio, despacito. So chico, chiquito. So again, you can make lots of different words diminutive in Spanish, and solo is no exception to that. So he says solito. He's probably saying that because he's talking about something that happened when he was a child. Con el viejo, and this is with, literally this means with the old, okay, el viejo. But, when you see sort of this definite article el, which is the, right before viejo, it's really, more of a colloquial way of saying the old man. So if I say la vieja, it's like the old woman, or el viejo is the old man. So it's talking about a person, and it's another way it used to refer to like your mom or your dad. It's not really offensive, I guess, like saying, oh, the old man. Probably women wouldn't like it as much if you say the old woman, but it is pretty common in Spanish. So translating it probably wouldn't go over too well, but in Spanish it's perfectly fine to say el viejo or la vieja. So in this case, he's saying, he is with the old man. And then he says, me dejó, me dejó. So this dejó is the past tense of the verb dejar, which in this case means to leave. So she left me alone with the old man. So when his mom died, he had to live with his dad, and it was just him and his dad. Me dijo, solo nunca quedarás. Me dijo, solo nunca quedarás. So me dijo is the past tense of the verb decir, which is an irregular verb. So this me dijo is, told me. Okay, so someone told me. And in this case, it looks like he's referring to his dad that he just talked about in the previous line. Me dijo, solo nunca quedarás. So that I would never be left alone. Or you could think of the verb quedar as meaning to remain. So I would never remain alone. And nunca, as you know, is never. Porque él no esperaba una enfermedad. Porque él no esperaba una enfermedad. So this porque is because. Él no esperaba. So he did not expect. And this is interesting because the verb, this is actually the imperfect past tense of the verb esperar. So esperaba. Anytime you hear like sort of that aba, the ABA, it's sort of an indication that it's an AR verb in the imperfect tense. Let's take a quick pause to hear from one of our sponsors. The Learn Spanish con Salsa podcast is sponsored by Shape and Foster. Shape and Foster is a lifestyle development app that provides monthly actionable insight from 6 experts in mental health, financial planning, nutrition, fitness, yoga, and a life coach. It's a one-stop shop for self-improvement. The app provides a proactive and informed approach to improving your mental well-being by enabling you to build practices and habits. Lifestyle development is about enhancing your quality of life by improving awareness, identity, and potential in one community of actionable insight. Learn the 6 pillars essential to a healthy heart and healthy mind in one unique app. Visit www.shapeandfoster.com for your free 14-day trial. That's www.shapeandfoster.com. And now back to the show. But in any case, the verb esperar, you probably have learned it. It means to wait, right? Or to wait for something. But it can also mean to expect, to expect or hope for something. So I can say, espero que tengas un buen día, saying I hope you have a good day. So it can also mean, to hope for something or to wish for something and not just to wait for something. So in this case, no esperaba means he did not expect. It's not something he expected to happen. Una enfermedad is an illness. So he told him that, he'd never be alone because he did not expect to get sick. A los 10 años, papá se murió. A los 10 años, papá se murió. So, a los 10 años. So, at 10 years old, or when I was 10 years old, papá se murió. He's saying dad died. So, his dad died when he was 10. So, like I mentioned, this is a little bit of a sad story, but again, he is saying that he is sure that his lucky day will come soon, but he's saying that because he's had a lot of unlucky days. Se fue con mamá para el más allá. Se fue con mamá para el más allá. So this se fue, this is actually the verb irse, which is to go, but again, this is in the past tense. So se fue is he left or he went away. Se fue. And that's something you can, use a lot in regular day-to-day situations, right? Like if somebody says, ¿Dónde está él? ¿Dónde está su papá? ¿Dónde está, no sé, cualquier persona? I can say, se fue. ¿Dónde está ella? Ella se fue. O simplemente puedo decir, se fue. So, they left or he or she left. Se fue con mamá. So he went away or he left with mom. Para el más allá. So this para in this case is really indicating that it's going towards something. So it's really saying the two of them went to el más allá. Más allá in general means beyond, right? So it's literally like the more there, over there, right? Which doesn't make any sense. So again, this is one of those cases where you have a phrase and not, something you can translate word for word. So más allá in general just means beyond, but this has this definite article el, so it's like el más allá. So think of it like the great beyond, right? We may say that, or really the afterlife is another way to think of it. So basically, he lost both of his parents. So like I said, a little bit of a sad story. Then it says, y la gente decían, so, and the people said, so decían is the verb decir, and this is also the imperfect past tense. He's telling the story here and talking about what people used to say to him. So people would tell him, or they used to say to him, al verme llorar. So in this al verme so ver